For those of you that are unaware, in recent news, Nintendo has come out stating that they're going to be shutting down the eShop on both the 3DS and the Wii U next year in March 2023. To be honest, this kinda sucks for many reasons. If you're unsure of what happens when their storefront shuts down, for starters, of course, you can't purchase any of their games anymore on their storefront. No in-game digital content, no more demos or free-to-play software, no redeeming of downloadable codes, and especially not being able to add funds, which that's a given. Nintendo is just pulling the plug on the entire online store, and once they do, it'll be gone forever. There is some good news though. Any content, games, or DLC that you currently own after the store is closing, you will be able to re-download it at least. Yet, I'm gonna be honest, I really don't know how long they'll have that until they pull the plug on the server. I don't have a Wii to test this out to see if you're still able to re-download those games. Anyone that does have a Wii that wants to test it out, let me know in the comments below, because I can't find the info. Because in all honesty, doing the research for this, all that pops up is news for the Wii U. Now, I know the Wii U wasn't Nintendo's best-selling console. I still lean on the fact that Nintendo sold it off on the coattails of the success of the Wii. I mean, to be honest, that thing sold over 100 million units. It was Nintendo's second best-selling system. Now, you might be saying, but Lynn, this happens. So why are you and many others upset? Yeah, I realize something like this does happen. Nothing lasts forever. Though, to be honest, I wasn't expecting something like this, but at the same time, they did shut down the storefront for both the Wii and DSi after 13 years. And it'll be 11 years for the Wii U and 3DS, which it still kinda sucks. Over 1,000 digital-only games will no longer be available. And to be honest, what's even worse is that after the masses of frustrated fans, Nintendo responded with this, that they have no plans offering classic content in other ways.
Excuse me, sir. I do believe I would like to purchase one Game Boy game. It's no longer possible to make Nintendo eShop purchases for Wii U and 3DS. What? But I'm willing to pay you. Here. Nope, no purchases allowed. I'm trying to be a good-paying customer. Why not put the games on Switch? They aren't available on Switch. Don't you have a Switch eShop? Yep. So you could make your legacy content available there at any time? Yep. I'd like to purchase those games on the eShop with my money, without resorting to piracy, which you so thoroughly despise. So you should make them available for Switch. That makes sense to me. Then do it. We currently have no plans to offer classic content in other ways and also don't pirate our games.
At It's the Real Scott, Microsoft is literally buying the gaming industry out, and this is your move? I mean, this right here, Microsoft buying both ZeniMax Studios and Activision Blizzard. Why would you do this now, Nintendo? Like, seriously, why? I mean, heck, even Xbox 360 storefront is still available. Sony tried shutting down their storefront on the PS3, but then they backtracked this decision. So why are you closing yours down? You know, I do realize that Nintendo is a very old company, and to be honest, it really is. For those that don't know, the company was founded back in 1889, where they were originally produced, I'm gonna probably butcher this name, Hanafuda playing cards. Their company is 132 years old, and they didn't actually start making consoles and games until the 1960s. I was actually talking to a coworker and my manager the other day about this. I was shopping at the store with my NES beanie on. My manager saw me and was going to say hi, but to be honest, she wasn't sure if it was actually me. So my coworker was actually asking what are the consoles that they've made, because he didn't quite know what the NES meant. He did comment saying that they were an old company. Our manager then asked, like, how old are they? I said very old, because at the time, I didn't know the exact number. However, I did know that it was well over 100 years old, because what they did was they sold handmade trading cards. But not to sidetrack too much, no matter how bad the Wii U sold, which it did sell roughly 14 million units, To be honest, that was only a tenth of the Wii's, and even less than compared to the DS. Yet, the 3DS did sell fairly well. Speaking of the 3DS, and for those of you that are fans of Pokemon, you better not waste time, because Pokemon Bank is also going away. You either need to get your Pokemon transferred over to Pokemon Home on your Switch, or you need to transfer them back to your game. There's no telling if once the service is closed, if your Pokemon are lost forever or not. They are saying that it will be free for a very short time, but to be honest, I would not wait too long when they do. So Nintendo, you hate when people pirate your games, especially your old ones that is no longer in production. People can't get them anymore, and small retailers that sell games that are like 15 plus years old, the companies don't see any of that money. Most people resort to pirating your games because there's really no other way of obtaining them. So I just wanted to add this part in here. As far as pirating games go, there's just no way of obtaining that game anymore. Emulation is literally the best way to do it. It is honestly the best way to preserve a game as well. And it really does suck that Nintendo as a company eventually cracks down on all of those sites. Yeah, it is their game, but at the same time, you don't put your games on your storefront, and then you go off and do something like this where you just completely shut it down, and then you even have the nerve to say, no, we're not going to do anything about it. Those games on that old storefront of ours that we're closing down, yeah, we're not doing anything else with it. Sorry. When you do something like this is why people pirate your games. I guarantee you the vast majority of people that do it probably don't enjoy doing it, but that is literally the only way that they can play those games again, Nintendo. People will give you money. And this is what I don't understand, is that you don't see that. And you go off and do this. It can't honestly be that hard to put your games on the Switch's eShop, when that eShop is extremely similar to both the Wii U and the 3DS. And I do understand that a service will inevitably come to a close. It does happen. Yet, not moving those games to a similar functioning service on the Switch for purchase, this is just easy money for you that you are purposely missing out on. You like money, right, Nintendo? We want to purchase your games, but you do stuff like this. I mean, don't get me wrong, Nintendo is a pretty stubborn company. They're a pretty stubborn company, don't get me wrong. They'll probably put some of their games on the Switch's online store, but who's to say how long that storefront will last? Anyways, this is kind of depressing news. Let me know what your thoughts are down below, what you think. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you in the next video, my lovelies. Goodbye.